Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I was invited to my sister's birthday a few days ago at a restaurant. My husband didn't come because he said he had a meeting dinner with some clients. This made my family feel let down, especially my sister, who wanted him to be there, and also her 18th birthday was a big deal to her, obviously. To my surprise, when I arrived, I noticed that my husband was having his meeting at the same place. His table was right in the corner and he had about 4 men sitting with him. My parents and the guests saw him as well. I waved for him and he saw me but ignored me. He obviously was as much as surprised as I was. My parents asked why he didn't even come to the table to acknowledge them after the cake arrived. I got up and walked to his table. I stood there and said, "Excuse me." My husband was silent when I asked if he'd take a few minutes to join me and the family in candle blowing and say happy birthday, but he barely let out a phrase and said, "I don't think so, I'm busy right now." I insisted, saying it would just take a couple of minutes and that it would mean so much to my sister. He stared at me and then stared awkwardly back at his clients. They said nothing and he got up after my parents were motioning for me to hurry up. He sat with us while my sister blew the candles and cut the cake. My parents insisted he takes a piece and join us in the selfie, but he got up and walked back to his table looking pissed. We haven't talked till we met later at home. He was upset and started scolding me in front of my parents, saying I embarrassed him and made him look unprofessional and ruined his business meeting. I told him he overreacted since it only took a few minutes and it was my sister's birthday and my family wanted him to join since he was literally in the same restaurant. He called me ignorant and accused me of tampering with his work, but I responded that ignoring mine and my family's presence was unacceptable. We argued and then he started stonewalling me and refusing to talk to me at all. The husband was right. This woman is ignorant. How do you tell your husband to get up from a business meeting and be like, "Hey, let's blow out the candles"? Really? Even if he was in the same restaurant, he's still working. And his clients were there. He just said, "I don't think so, I'm busy right now, so just leave the table." Holy. That's weird how someone would actually do that though, because like, how are you that ignorant? How do you not have common sense that if someone is working, you don't go to them and be like, "Hey, stop working, let's blow out the candles." Oh my gosh. This honestly makes me wonder, like, has she never worked a job before? Because surely she would understand that you have to be professional when you're working, right? Like, for example, if you're working at a retail store and you see your parents randomly come into your store, you don't want them like bringing you stuff, making you look unprofessional. You don't want them telling you about all this and that because you're working. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like even parents would understand. They wouldn't go to their kids' workplaces to embarrass them and distract them from their work. I just don't get this, honestly. The fact that she thinks she's right. How? How? Like, your husband already told you that he's not going to be there. He's not going to be at the birthday party. It was just a coincidence that you saw each other at the restaurant. So, you know, he doesn't have to go over to your table because he already told you he's not going to be there and you said okay. Oh my gosh. Entitled people, I swear. I'll preface this by saying that my husband's family and I don't get along, like, at all. We're rarely ever on good terms, and for my mental health, I decided to put distance between us, especially after I was blamed for my most recent miscarriage. That happened 3 months ago. My husband can still see and visit them whenever he wants. For me, I don't attend any of the events, not even Thanksgiving nor Christmas. My husband's 30th birthday was 2 days ago. I planned to celebrate with him. I bought a cake and a gift, but he said that his family invited him to celebrate his birthday and he really wanted to go because the birthday parties his family throws are like no others. We had an argument over this, but he told me to wait for him till he finishes celebrating there with his family and then we could celebrate together at home and eat cake. After he left, I felt so terrible. I called him, but he turned his phone off. I was so mad, I took the cake and brought it to the living room and started eating from it. I ate the whole thing, not saving him a single piece. Guess I was so angry and it made me hungry. He came home and saw what I did and blew up, saying I did this to spite him and to punish him for not ditching his family on his birthday like I wanted him to. I reminded him I paid for the cake, but he called me petty and nuts. He ranted and then said he didn't get to eat cake at his parents' house because lots of kids were there and he didn't get enough cake and what I did was 10 times worse. He's been upset with me ever since. Oh man, I don't even think this is about the cake. It's just about the fact that his family blamed her for her miscarriage, and then he wants to celebrate his birthday with his family instead of his partner. I think that's the root of the problem. Why would you even blame someone for miscarrying? How do you blame someone for a miscarriage? And why did he turn his phone off so that she can't contact him? I mean, I do feel like she didn't have to eat all the cake, you know, but I can understand where she's coming from though, because I would feel so betrayed too. I would just feel upset, honestly. I just feel sad, especially when his family blames me for miscarrying. Like, I'm just putting myself in their shoes, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. Everybody sucks, I guess. I have been living with my girlfriend for several months now. For the most part, things are really good and I plan to propose soon and hopefully have at least a couple of kids with her. However, we've run up against a conflict. She's an absolute morning person. I hate mornings. By the time I force myself out of bed in the morning and into the shower, she's already been up for at least 30 minutes, even though she has to be at work later than I do, and is at the stove making breakfast. She likes a huge breakfast in the morning. She usually has eggs, either French toast or pancakes, hash browns or breakfast potatoes, and sausage or bacon. Sometimes on weekends it's ham or steak. She eats almost nothing for lunch and usually has a smallish dinner, but she loves a huge breakfast. Meanwhile, I only ever have cold cereal for breakfast, or maybe if I'm feeling really ambitious, some instant oatmeal or orange juice. I only even start to come alive halfway through my second cup of coffee and definitely don't feel like cooking in the morning. However, my girlfriend obviously does. So recently I asked her if she'd start making breakfast for me too. She asked if we were going to trade off and if I'd sometimes make breakfast for her too. I told her no, but reminded her that I do often make dinner for her. She said that since we trade off making dinner, we should trade off making breakfast too. I told her that there is no way I'll ever be able to muster that kind of energy first thing in the morning, but that since she obviously can, that she should just make breakfast for me too. I said that it would take next to no extra effort on her part to throw in a couple more eggs, strips of bacon, an extra portion of hash browns, etc., since she's already doing it for herself anyway. But it started a fight, with her saying that it wasn't fair for me to expect her to think of me in the morning since I don't do the same for her. She seems to think that her making breakfast for me should figure into our division of labor and that I should do something extra in return. But I think that since she makes a huge breakfast for herself every morning anyway, that throwing an extra portion of whatever she's making on for me would take next to no effort on her part. So why should I have to do more for her in return than I already do? What? Because relationships are like 50-50. Like, if she's gonna be making you breakfast every single day, then you should be doing something more for her. The audacity he had to be like, no, I want you to make breakfast for me, but I'm not gonna make it for you. Huh? What is that? And it's also the fact that he's saying, well, it takes no effort for her to make breakfast. Okay. I mean, if you're going to be making dinner for yourself, then you should be making dinner for her too, every single night, because it takes no effort, apparently, just adding an extra portion. That's literally what he's saying. Yo. I think the way that he put it is just not it. If you're going to be expecting someone to do something for you, then they also have the right to expect something back from you. And this person just doesn't want to give anything back, so I don't know why he's complaining when she's saying she doesn't want to. You don't want to either. Jeez. Hypocrite. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.